Okay, welcome to BackChat, powered by Paywise in season 2025. We're lucky to have, we've just been told, the world's greatest man sitting opposite us.
Does it count if I tell you that?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
Jesse Wagstaff, mate. I've researched for this and I'm like, welcome, by the way. Welcome to BackChat.
Thank you.
Mate, how are you still playing professional sport? You are ridiculous. You're like Benjamin Button. How old are you?
39.
Holy shit.
It's nearly 40. It's pretty wild.
You are one of the greats of all time, Perth Wildcats, games record holder, 6-time champion, NBL champion. There's a few other things I want to read out. So we know you can play basketball, okay? So well done. Congratulations.
Thanks.
And you've been playing for a long time. But I want to know your greatest sporting achievement, not on the basketball court. Of course, this year brought to us by TABtouch. Lots of achievements on the basketball court, mate. I'm assuming you can dribble and you can dunk and you can block and you can set a screen, all that sort of stuff.
I reckon I can only do the last one that you said. I can just set screens.
But we want to know what you can do off the basketball court. Have you done anything in sport, your greatest sporting achievement from age 5 all the way through to 39? You've had 40 years at it, mate. You must have given us something else not on the basketball court.
I reckon I got 2 for you.
Right.
Oh, good.
I got 2 for you.
You can give us 2.
No, I'm going to give you 2.
Good.
First one, under 12s race walking championship of champion of ACT.
Oh,
Race walking.
hang on.
Race walking.
Hang on.
Yeah.
The ACT state champion of race walking. What distance?
I think back then it was like 700 meters. Like it was, this is like under 9s, under 11s, like little athletics.
Yeah.
And to be honest, there's not much competition in the ACT. Although race walking is popular in the ACT. So state champion
That's
of race
the
walking.
first time we've had that. We've done that many of these.
Good.
This is the first question we ask every guest.
Yeah. Okay. So I got that one for you, and then which I'm pretty happy about.
That's incredible.
I often drop that one because race walking is
Cool.
it's a very good sport. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Mate,
Thank you.
Nathan Deeks. I know all the race walkers.
Yeah. Nick
mate.
Ahern. Yeah.
Is she the one that cheated? Well, not cheated.
No,
so got
that
disqualified.
It was Jane Saville, I think.
Jane Saville.
Yeah.
Coming down the race.
I was state champion. My sister was very good at race walking. I think until very recently, she used to hold some junior Australian records.
You're very tall for a race walker. You might have been very limmy.
Yeah, mate. I think I hit my peak at about under 11. So it's all downhill from there.
All right. If you got one better than that, I'd be very surprised.
Oh, it's not bad. I had a under 12s like Div 3 cricket. I had a hat trick.
Oh, that's great.
I was pretty happy with that. And my dad was scoring. He always gives me a bit of shtick because the over was wide, no ball, wide, wicket, wide, no ball, wide. Like it was not pretty. But got the hat trick. I still got the ball at home.
There you go.
Yeah, in a little cradle.
Do you want to tell him?
I got.
Where is that thing? I've been
Mate,
flying around.
I've got a trophy here somewhere. I think it's right up there, right behind Scully. So
Hat trick?
no, unfortunately, 5 for 16 in the grand final, which is good.
that's pretty solid.
I was on a hat trick, but it didn't take it.
I can't move past the race walking. I'm sorry, but like it needs we usually just go, oh, yeah, great, all right, let's get into basketball. I think that could be a top 3.
How
I
do
think
you
that's top
get
3 of
into
all time.
race walking?
Well, as I said, so
And your sister's like a national champion.
no, she was. She was very good
Breeding
as a
race
junior.
walkers in Canberra.
Well, because of the AAS used to be in Canberra, again, still is, but seeing a race walk around Canberra early morning was quite commonplace.
Right.
Why are you laughing?
I'm just thinking about like the Wagstaff like family dinner. Like, how'd the walk go to that?
No, we used to get coached by Simon Baker, who was an Olympian. I'm not sure if he won a medal, but obviously Australian race walkers are quite good, but he used to be the coach, and there's some quite big names of race walking in ACT.
So you grew up in Canberra?
Grew up in Canberra.
Right.
Yeah.
How does that work? I mean, people they just don't see many people from Canberra, ACT. Your parents working there?
Yeah, my
you're
parents grew up in Sydney and then moved down to Canberra, and they were both teachers and just kind of grew up in Canberra.
Usually it's like a politician link or something like that.
It's normally public service.
Yeah, public service.
Yeah, it's something like that. I feel like 75% of us ACT works in the public service.
What's basketball like in the ACT? Early days, you picked it up and played as a kid.
No, I played super late, so I did everything else but basketball. I did race walking. I did like tennis, footy, soccer, cricket, everything but basketball until I was about 14 or 15, and then started that.
So 14 to 15, like skip ahead of like 5 years, you go to play college in America. How do you become like someone who doesn't play basketball to then getting taken to America to play?
Well, I think these days everyone tries to pigeonhole sports real quick. Like you hear about the Tiger Woods, and you see pictures of Tiger Woods like hitting a golf ball at 2 years old.
Yeah.
But I think there's a great value in just playing everything and not specialising and just doing what's fun. And I think there's a lot of translation between sports, right? Like, I mean, tennis, hand-eye coordination, footy, hand-eye coordination, basketball, it kind of relates. They're ball sports, soccer, ball movement, you know. So I'm not saying there's a direct correlation, but I'd like to think that my time as a junior in other sports probably helped me in basketball. Probably being tall helps as well.
Yeah.
But,
I was about to say.
yeah, being tall, that probably helps. The ACT, it goes in waves in terms of the I guess, skill level. We'll have good age groups and bad.
Right.
But generally at the national level, when we go to state champs, we don't do too well.
Yeah.
There's not too many guys trying out for under 16 states or under 18 states. But, yeah, it was solid back then.
So you're playing in the ACT and you're one of the better players. You're tall. How do you get discovered to then sort of start that college journey?
I was actually trying to do it myself. Back in those days, like we're talking 21, 22 years ago.
Yep.
I mean, now there's Aussie at every second college. Like it's mental over there now. But I was trying to do it myself, and I didn't give up, but I was playing like the local leagues, the NBL 1 over there, and I was at ANU, just going to school, trying to do a engineering degree, and had a good under-20s state tournament. So they always kind of send scouts out, and had a good tournament, got a few offers from there, and decided to go over there. At that time, my school had a really good Aussie pipeline, so we had a couple of Aussies at the school. And I'm not still do now, but it kind of continued after I left as well. So
I thought maybe when you're saying you're doing it yourself, like you're packaging up some highlights and putting on VHSs.
yeah, and that's what I was doing. Like I was
Really?
emailing schools, and it wasn't scary, but it was a bit unknown. Like I didn't know who to talk to. I was just trying to do it myself. So there's a few little nibbles, but the under-20s, which was probably maybe June or something, school starts in August, got a couple of nibbles from then, and then made it a bit easier.
So are you clipping it up? Are you literally like clipping it up and sending it over?
And back then it's VHS, right? Like so you got to get the double. Like it's wild. So you had to send it over, and
The Jesse Wagstaff mixtape.
I wouldn't call it a mixtape.
What's on
Me
there?
just
Like,
falling over.
It's these blocks.
Sending screens.
yeah, how are you selling yourself? Like a tall Australian who can set a screen?
Nah,
or
no.
what?
Back in those days, you used to put like almost like a highlight package, and then they wanted a full half or a full game
Yeah.
just to prove that you weren't full of crap, and like you just
Get
didn't
your
clip
mates
up
around just
a
to-
mixtape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they wanted actually a full game. So I forget what I actually sent over. I might still have the tapes at home in Canberra.
I'd
My
love
mum.
to see it. I would love to see it.
Yes.
Well, actually, I did say I started basketball pretty late, but I did play one season, I reckon, at under sevens, and I recently got some old camcorder footage,
Really?
like converted, and there was footage of that. My old man had the big camcorder out, and it was not pretty. It was not pretty at all. I think I fell over on the first jump ball. Like my sister sent it to me. I was like, yeah, thanks, appreciate it. But
So
yeah, it
Metro
wasn't
State is that the college that,
Yep.
that picks you up in
Yep.
Denver? So Canberra to Denver, is that like a big jump? Is it similar? Is it
Well, we had a few Aussies at the college, right? So it wasn't that much of a culture shock. I think a lot of guys go over there and get a bit homesick, but I didn't, and I kind of feel a bit guilty about that. But I mean, I loved it. It was time of your life. If anyone asked me now if they should go over or if they're hesitant about turning pro or going to college, it's such a great experience, and it's unique to a couple of sports. Like you can't do it with AFL. Like there's no program like that for AFL. You can't get that life experience. So I absolutely loved it. Living in a different country at 18 and going to school, playing basketball. Like it's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah, and like the Americans would just love you because you're an Australian as well. Like you'd be a bit of the king on the campus.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, but it's a good mix, right? Because we had Aussies there before, and I went over. I actually flew on the same flight as a guy that was starting at the same time. I think we had two others there who have become lifelong friends, and so it was a good mix of there's that Aussie novelty factor,
Yeah.
but you also get a bit of home on the side. So it was a great mix.
So what did you do? Did you do 4 years there, and then like does the NBA draft become a thing? As in,
Yeah, just not for me. not for
I
me.
wanted to ask you like that, but like, is that what happens after 4 years of college?
Yeah,
And
I was D2, right? So, they talk about D1 and I was the level below that. And we were high D2, so I think there's certainly some crossover between lower level D1 and high level D2. But we were pretty good. and you spend 4 years there and you're playing basketball twice a day and going to school, like you kind of can't help but get better. If you're not getting better, there's probably something wrong with you. So, yeah, NBA for those that are good enough, but certainly wasn't on the cards for me.
On your Wikipedia, it says 2009 NBA draft undrafted.
I was also undrafted in 2009.
Did you nominate?
So were you. Like,
Did you nominate or just wasn't
I
it?
did not nominate. No.
Oh, yes, I'm putting on my bloody LinkedIn or
Undrafted.
Undrafted in the NFL, NBA, NBL.
I tried MLB and I was undrafted. Yeah. No, I certainly didn't put that up. No.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So then, okay, so 4 years of college is done. You're probably you're told you can't keep going back because you're probably too old.
Yeah.
So then where do you look for basketball next?
Well, again, I actually went over just to get a free degree. Like, I enjoyed basketball, but my kind of primary goal was just to come back with no HECS debt and have fun and play basketball. And as I said, if you play basketball for 4 years that much, you kind of get a bit better. So until very, very late of my last year, I didn't really even consider basketball as a career. I still think it's wild that it's a career.
Still going.
Yeah, like it's pretty wild. And so, yeah, up until very late, I thought I'd just move back to Canberra or Sydney, get an engineering job and join the workforce, and away you go. But opportunity popped up, funnily enough, not with Perth, with South Dragons, which was a team at the time. I think they'd just won the 2008 championship, 2008, 2009. And an opportunity popped up with them. They kind of had a pipeline. I think Gorge was the coach, the national coach as well, but they had a pipeline from Metro to anywhere Gorge went, and was going to sign with them. And I was waiting on the contract, and it turned out that they'd folded about 2 days before I was waiting for
so
the
they won a
contract.
championship and then folded.
Yeah.
Wow, what a way to go out.
Yeah. I think they spent a lot of money on players, and the league back then was pretty tumultuous. Like for a while there, I didn't think there was going to be a league, and so easy come, easy go.
So they signed you, and then 2 days out, you don't have a team.
Well, they hadn't signed me. I was waiting for the contract, and then my agent called and said about that contract. I was like, "Oh, this is fun. This is awesome." And so I was lucky enough. Rob Beveridge at the time got the Perth job, and funny story, my mum actually taught him in primary school, so we kind of knew of each other, and so pretty much almost got the same. We hadn't even spoken to anyone apart from South Dragons at the time, but funnily enough, they kind of almost matched the contract and came here for 2 years and been here ever since.
Yeah, wow. So straight up to the Wildcats, and then you win Rookie of the Year. Like from someone who's like, I don't know if I'll play basketball professionally, to then come in, win Rookie of the Year and an NBL title. Does that automatically change you to be like, okay, yeah, this is for real now. Like this is my future.
No.
Even at that point, you're like, yeah.
No. It's funny because I feel like you win one your first year and you almost think that's just what happens. Like, this is fun. Like, let's do it again. And you think it just happens every year. But that year was a great year. It was fairly tumultuous at the start. I don't think we won a preseason game. I think we were 0-9, 0-10. And so it certainly wasn't happy times at the start of the year. Kev Lish was a new import straight out of college. He was under a fair bit of pressure. And I think our first road trip, we maybe started 0-2 at home. Went on the road, lost the first, so we're 0-3. Went to Townsville, and we managed to pull one out of the bag. Lish hit a game-winning bank, three-pointer to win the game, and from then we kind of accelerated. But to go 0-11, 0-12 to start wasn't the greatest start. But it was. We obviously pulled it together at the end, and it was a great year.
You're talking yourself down. Like, I was in Canberra. I just ended up at college. Just team folded. I ended up at the Wildcats. Oh, yeah, we won a championship. Oh, I was Rookie of the Year, by the way. Mate, you're talking like I feel like you're lowering your level a little bit. You're the best player in the league as a rookie, as in like you're the best young player.
I think there's only 4 new guys or something. Like, I had a 25% shot. Like, well, I mean, I think there was 8 teams, and 8 teams. There's probably only. I'm not even joking. There was probably only 3 or 4 like contenders, right? Like, so I'll take it. Don't get me wrong. I'm very proud of the achievement, but at the same time, the selection pool it's like making the under-16 state team for ACT basketball, right? When there's 11 guys trying out,
tall people,
and you're tall, like you're in with a shot. Yeah,
mate, I I don't know basketball like Dan knows basketball, but I've just always seen it, being a part of, being here in Perth, it's sort of similar time to you probably.
Yeah.
I got here in 07 and you got here about 09. So I just kind of like always watched you along, but I don't know much about you like in the career. It's just hilarious. Like I just see it as just like, you've just been here forever. And it's just like, oh yeah, I just started playing basketball when I was like 17. It's like still happen to be here.
It does feel like that. Like it's honestly quite strange because the original deal was 2 years, and my wife's from the States, so met her in college, and she played college basketball. But the original deal was 2 years, and I think we'd been together for, maybe check this, but 2 years, just dub over three if it's three.
Yeah.
But we'd been together for a while when we decided to come back, and the original deal was like 2 years. We'll see how it goes. I'm happy to move back, and the mother-in-law was like, "Yeah, okay, like that's fine," and pretty upset to see her baby kind of leave, go to the other side of the world. But every time we used to sign another contract, it'd be like, oh, we're another 3 years, we'll see how it goes. And it's turned into 17. Like, it honestly has been like that.
So did your now wife, did she leave literally her home country for the South, the first team? Did she leave for that contract, the Dragons?
She was going to, yeah.
Is that what she left for?
Yeah, and then
a team that didn't
and then I told her that, and that didn't go down too well. But Perth works out great. Like it's all worked out. Yeah,
you remind me of Kevin Lish. I just to this moment where I saw him at Bunnings, and the only thing he was buying was a plunger. And I was like, that's Kevin Lish. He's literally just walking out with a plunger. I was like, oh man, he's probably had a rough morning.
Blown up the toilet. Attaboy, Lish. Wow. What a guy. What a guy. That'll stick with me now. I like that story. I really like that story.
Is he still at Perth, or is he?
No. So he moved around. He played for Sydney, coached for Sydney, and then he moved back to the States. He married an Aussie girl, but they moved back to the States probably 2 years ago. I think he might be a financial planner now.
So he's done the reverse Jesse Wagstaff.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, dragged the Aussie girl back. Yeah. More power to him.
So I said I'm not a big basketball fan, but researching for this one, looking at some Jesse Wagstaff highlights, I was sort of making my own mixtape.
I'm surprised you're still not researching.
Well, I don't know if there's a highlight or not, but it certainly got me jacked up. I was like, yes, UV Childress. 2014. Taught me through that. I was like, what the fuck is this? Yes.
I feel like if you Google my name, that's probably the first thing that comes out.
What the hell happened there?
So he played multiple seasons in the NBA, sorry, and I don't watch NBA, but I knew of his name. Like, and if you play NBA and I know of your name, that means you're like something, because I don't watch NBA, right?
It's like you, Kobe, LeBron, and Josh Childress.
Yeah, like if I've heard of you, like that means you played some serious games in the NBA. So he was having I think a pretty damn good season, but he came over and I don't think he was playing that well. The crowd was on him. You know, we had Damo at the time who was in his jocks, and we used to run this play where I'd set a back screen, the guy would cut under the basket, and I'd turn around and set another one. And often you'd catch the defender by surprise, and they'd turn blind in you, and we'd get an open 3-point shot. So we ran this play, and I think it was Jermaine Dollarbeal at the time. We ran it, and he got a 3. And Childress turned blind, and he caught my shoulder, and I think drew a bit of blood. It wasn't malicious. I think he just kind of turned blind in my shoulder, and he was bleeding from his nose or mouth or something. We got a 3-point shot. I think we scored. So we decided, let's run it again, right? Like pretty simple. And so we ran it again, and the exact same thing happened, and I probably got him cleaner. And he fell down. I think someone guarded Jermaine on the perimeter, and I flashed the ball, got the ball, and he wasn't too happy with, I think, how the game was going and being clipped twice by the same guy. I mean, I blame his teammate who didn't call the screen. Yeah. Caught the ball, went to shoot, and he just saw red and took me out.
And won.
I like to say, thank you. The first person, I like to say it's an and one. I made the free throw too.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah, I like to put that in there. But yeah, it was a solid hit. Yeah, it was a real good hit.
He got one game suspension for that, which is crazy. Because in the AFL, if you did that, that's like a 3-weeker.
I'm still not sure if I can comment. I don't think he got a game for hitting me. I think he got a game for, he went in the locker room straight after and tweeted something. And I think he got a game for that. Right. I don't think he got a game for anything.
Really? What did he say? Come on.
I don't know.
Something about the refs or like commenting on the refs.
So just if you haven't seen it, you've done a good job of describing it for like idiots like me. Like You've basically stood in his way. You've absolutely shit mixed him. I don't know how. You didn't look like you hit him that hard. You just were a brick wall.
He just turned blind. And
Yes.
and that's what the play was designed for.
Yes.
It wasn't designed to injure him.
No,
but
it wasn't
yeah.
malicious, I don't think, by you, but then he was on the deck and he is literally trying to take your head off.
He saw it. And to be honest,
Not even close to a basketball player. Like he just tried to tackle you out of the
yeah. But
Unbelievable.
I remember back then when was it, 2014, we used to actually go out after the game. Now I just go straight home and get into bed. But I think I went out for a couple of drinks and I couldn't talk. Like he got me real clean on the windpipe and I either was swollen or as the night went on, I was like, I can't talk. So I was probably lucky he got me there because if he got my jaw, I suspect he probably would have broken it.
Yeah.
Or, like my jaw was sore, but if you got me clean somewhere else, I suspect it would have done a bit of damage. But
That's good.
That game you
I
also,
thought it was pretty funny.
No, that's right.
That game you also dunked it.
Did I?
Yeah, you had a dunk.
After or before that?
That was before.
Yeah, I was going to say I
you
might
were
have been
on one.
concussed after.
You were on one. And
That was probably my last dunk, to be honest. Yeah.
you won, and that year you won your second championship. So was that was still Beveridge, right?
No, that would have been first year of Trev, I believe.
Oh,
so
right.
I think that was the first year of Trev. I think we got James Ennis if there was a second championship.
Yeah, right. So that's an interesting thing with the NBL is the import sort of deal because like that can sort of make or break a team. You get a good import, and Wildcats have had a couple of good ones. So James Ennis was probably the first one in sort of the modern NBL that was really like it was huge for the Wildcats. So what was that like playing alongside guys like Ennis and Cotton and stuff?
It really was. It was the first time I think a guy had been drafted and I guess stashed is the word, but put overseas to play. I'm not sure if he was late first round, early second maybe, but he was a high quality player. And to get someone with his athleticism and skill and size was pretty unique. But then after that, like you get a Josh Childress and you've had some names like coming through the ranks at a real high level, but he was probably the first. Unlucky to win MVP, but very, very solid player.
Because he ended up going back to the NBA and played a couple of seasons, right?
Yeah, so I think he got drafted by Miami, obviously stashed here. He played 1 year here and straight back to Miami.
I'm such an idiot with basketball. Wasn't there a ball playing here recently?
Yeah.
Wasn't the Mallow or...
Lonzo...
LaMelo played Illawarra.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4 years ago now, maybe. Maybe during COVID.
And there's some been some genuine picks out of here as well, like high picks.
Yeah.
Like, does that say a bit about the NBL and it's got a lot better since you started in 2009 and teams are folding? Do you know what I mean?
It had, and it sounds bullshit, but every year it does get better. And I say that every year, and it sounds like a bit of crap, but it is. Like you talk about the caliber of players that have either come back from the NBA. Like I remember when Bogut came back. Like he's a championship winner, like number 1 draft pick, and he's come back to the NBL. Like that is huge. Even guys come back from Europe, like like a Dave Barlow, Brad Newley, Alex Maric. Like these are high level European guys that are coming back. It's huge. And then you got guys like Matthew Dellavedova now who's playing, but they're kind of skipping in between. So, back in 2009, 2010, that probably wasn't happening, but now it's pretty commonplace. You got guys getting drafted. I mean, we had Alex Sarr who got drafted number 2, probably unlucky to get number 1. It was probably just the fit, but number 2, and he's playing here in Perth the year before. That's pretty incredible.
Is there a quality difference, like a noticeable? Like I don't use Bogut because everyone will know who that is. Like, can you see that he's been in the NBA winning a championship? Like, can you?
Yeah.
Is he that much better?
Yeah, I mean, I guess my experience with the NBA is very limited, but we went over there for a preseason. When was it? 2019 maybe. Playing 2 games, Utah and Denver, and we played Utah, and it was essentially against their BC squad, and we got pumped by 40. And we were using it as preseason, so we were full court pressing, and they were kind of looking at us like idiots. But the NBA game I remember it being so different, and it's obviously the same game, but the spacing and the 3-point line and the rule changes just make it an unrecognisable game. The spacing is so different, and the level of athlete and the level of length that they've got over there is just unmatched.
So is it the physical dimensions or is it the decision making? Like, in my mind, it would be like, well, these guys probably are quicker. I don't know, or is it
Both.
Yeah.
I mean, the level of athleticism, like you look at me who's still playing and you look at someone in the NBA, there is a world of difference. I don't think people understand that. Like you look at it on TV and you think, LeBron's dunking, like that's cool. But LeBron's 40 and he's 6'8" and he's weighs 115 or something. And what he's doing is unfathomable. Like it really is incredible. And you look at the level of athlete, it just doesn't translate until you experience it, I don't think. And I don't think people understand that. And the level of skill as well. Like the level of skill is...
None of this talks down on the NBL either. I mean,
No.
The amount of money that's in the NBA, it should be a lot better.
Right, and the fact that people can go from the NBL to the NBA is probably a testament to the quality of the NBL, and people come back and, you know, it's not as if Bogut came back. I mean, he got MVP, Bryce was in the running that year, but it's not as if Bogut came back and averaged like 40 and 20. Like he dominated, but, you know...
Should have got MVP that year?
Bogut? That's a difficult question. I'll always vouch for BC.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. During that, so 14 you won, 16 you won, 17 you won. What do you remember of that time, like just dominating? And why were you guys so good?
Oh, that's a tough question. I don't look back at it as dominating. Like it, as I said, you win your first, and you think that's just what happens. And I think, you know, you kind of get privileged with winning some, and you think, the external noise is, no, you can do it every year, you know, but it's so much hard work and so much planning and so much luck, right? Like getting the right import or injuries, or there's a lot that goes into it, just winning a championship. It just doesn't just happen. But we had some pretty good stability over the years, I think. Trev was the coach for a lot of that period. We had probably a core of kind of 5-6 guys. Even the imports were consistent. We had BC there for a while. And then you make tweaks every year. There's always churn with professional sports. But the core and the culture was pretty consistent, which is exceptionally tough to do, especially when you're winning, right? Like guys want to get paid more, or, you know, move overseas, or, you know, there's a lot of variables that go into it. But we had a pretty consistent core for a while there, which I think went a long way.
The Wildcats have always been, so like in footy sense, there's the Dockers and the Eagles, and the city's, you know, pretty much divided. The Wildcats, obviously, like it feels like everyone just loves the Wildcats. Do you, like that's a pretty awesome thing to have as like a one team in the town.
It's not even just in the town, right? Like we do a bit of community work, and you go down to Albany, or you go up to Karratha and Broome, and it's the same thing. Like I feel like it's the state. It's not just the city, which is a privilege, right? You obviously Eagles and Dockers are kind of divided, but divides the state as well. But we're kind of privileged. We're the only team in the state, so we kind of get that support statewide. But even we'll play in Tassie, and you'll see Wildcats jerseys. Like it's pretty wild. Like wherever we go, we'll have support and red in the crowd, which is pretty comforting.
Yeah. Talk to us about some of that core group. So you've had like the core group of guys that stayed together a really long time, which is pretty awesome in basketball, especially because it's a shorter list, you know.
Yeah.
So Damian Martin, first one that sort of comes to mind, playing alongside him, and sort of how your relationship with him sort of grew over that time.
A flog of a dude. No. No, legend, right? Like he got to town. He played for Beveridge at Sydney, and he arrived, I think, one day before me. So we signed at the same time, and he arrived one day, and we lived at West Beach Lagoon and at Scarborough for like the first 6 weeks. He got in a day early, so he got the master bedroom. And my bedroom, I walked in, and my door wouldn't open because of the single bed hit the door. And he was comfy in his bed. Don't worry about him. But no, so we lived together there for the first 6 weeks. And then I moved in with him while my wife was still back in the States, and he at the time had an American partner as well. So we lived down at Freo for a while, and we kind of grew up together, which is fortunate, right? Like he's become one of my best mates, and got married pretty much at the same time, have kids at the same time. His eldest is the same age as my eldest. They're in the same class, in the same basketball team. Huh. So stuff like that is kind of the same thing with Greg Heyer. He came a couple of years later, but his eldest, same age as my eldest. Middle child and his youngest are best buds. Like it's pretty sweet.
That's awesome. So all it sounds like a few of the kids are playing basketball.
Yeah, the two eldest play basketball.
there a father-son sort of operation like the AFL, or is that just an AFL rort?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Is there any sort of system like that?
The lists are a bit shorter than AFL, but the youngest actually plays footy. So the youngest is a boy, he plays footy, but the two eldest are girls, and
awesome.
they play. So
Oh, good.
yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Did you play much with Sean Redditch?
Did so yeah. Whenever I think of Shorty, I think so. He was stud at the time. Like he was the Wildcats when we kind of the year before I came in, they kind of cleared house, and I think they kept Brad Robbins, maybe Paul Rogers, Sean Redditch. And brought Martin Catalini back, who was a Wildcats legend as well. So they kind of cleared house, and he'd been in the Cats for probably maybe 7 years before that, and pretty much won every single MVP. Like he was a legend, and so to learn from him and to be kind of playing under him was kind of a privilege. But I remember, and I say this often now. When I got to the club, I was maybe 22, and Shawnee must have only been maybe late 20s,
Right.
but he had a kid. And I was like, this dude is so old. like he's late 20s, he's got a kid. Like this dude is so. I mean, we looked after his eldest while they went in for the youngest, right? So like we go way back, but at the time I think this dude's like ancient, and I remind myself that I'm probably a decade older than he was, and I got 3 kids.
Who's the youngest at the Wildcats right now? Because they're thinking that about you. They're like, who's this fossil?
I'm like, surely they don't think about me. Like me, I'm like,
Almost 40.
right? And Shorty, I think, was almost 30 at the time. So it puts it in perspective. But probably had no greater teacher than to have like Shawnee there. Like he was a legend and went about it the right way. Great teammate, and yeah.
Were you off the bench for him early days? Was he?
Yeah, the whole time. Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, as I said, he was a star. He was really unorthodox. I don't think he was too beloved by other teams, but that's because he was winning and he was good. And he played hard and got after it. And so, yeah, it was a pretty bloody good teacher.
How do you balance, like, basketball's so interesting with only 5 people on the floor, and if you're on the bench and you want to be a starting player, like balancing being a good teammate and like ball hogging essentially, or not ball hogging, but like performing well so that you can take a starting spot.
Look, basketball is with anything really, like it's a team game. So I've only been able to stick around the Wildcats so long because we've been good as a team, right? Like if I was really good but we were losing, they'd probably ship me off, right? I can satisfy the club by being just good, but if the team wins, then you're valuable, right? So it depends really what you want, right? So if you want team success, you kind of got to be a team player, and that's how I see it.
So like on that, I think, look, I could be wrong here, but like the streak you guys had of being in finals, like it was one of the best of all time in like any sport, professional sport, right?
Yeah.
Like I kind of like when I heard that and saw that and watching you guys do it, I'm like, I wonder how they're doing it. Like, how do you think that happened? Like, is it just is it as simple as just being a good team and playing for each other and having good values, or is there like a secret sauce that we're missing here? Like,
No, I don't think there is a secret sauce. Like, because I think that streak was, I don't know, maybe it was over 30.
Yeah, it was like 32 or 34 years.
But so many, that incorporated so many generations, right? Like there wasn't one formula that got it done. I would have started back in 1980 something, right? Like, so, the iterations of players that have come through and the different styles and the different values, like it's all different, but success was kind of given and expected. And, when that finally ended, I thought I was out of a job, but maybe it wasn't a contract year, so I got out. But we were close that year too, but it's tough maintaining that level of success. And I think some people take it for granted. I spoke about it before, right? Like you win a few championships and it's just expected, but it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of pieces have to fit. And I think luck is really, I guess, undervalued, right? Like there's certain things you can control, but if your star player lands on an ankle and does their ankle for 6 weeks, like that hurts. And that's kind of luck, right? Or if another team goes down, or there's a lot of things outside of your control that you're just at the whim of. So a lot of things, but you try to control what you control, and do what you can, but
We
sometimes
were-
it doesn't.
We were chatting just before we started and speaking about like players' day off and professional athletes, and you've been doing probably good work and you've got degrees and got a job now and blah blah blah. But I did an interview with Dylan Friends a few weeks ago. It was the best I was able to articulate, like looking back on my career, and I'm nowhere near you, and just sort of reflecting on that and my overall reflection and all the good stuff. Like you play in sport for a living, fans and the ego stuff and your fitness, like it's just brilliant. Like it couldn't be any better, really. But my reflections on, I guess, me, like Mike, I'd look back on it, I was like, it was bloody hard. Like, and I think it was around the success, what you're talking about, like winning a flag and being the best and staying up for a long period of time. Like it's hard. All that stuff's great, and I'm not being. I'm the one saying this. I'm not putting my hand up and saying, "Oh, it's fucking so hard being an athlete." Not that, but like hard work is, the success side is hard. So that's why I asked a question about like maintaining success. Like it's difficult. It's not easy. It doesn't just come.
I think as I've got older too, I think I've been better at it not being all consuming, because you talk about like winning a flag and the hard work, and I think earlier on it really was all consuming, and it can be that. And again, professional athlete, I'm 100% with you, right? Like it's a
Best ever.
pretty bloody good lifestyle, right? Like you get paid to. I get paid to put a ball in a hole. Like, I don't even do that. Like I just pass it to someone who does it.
I just had to punch it.
Yeah, you just have to stop people from kicking it. Like you don't have to kick it. So, but you really ride on the emotion of week in, week out, and then, even when you're away from the field or the court, like there's certain things you just can't do. You can't go out late at night. Well, I can't afford to, because I need every advantage I can get, right? But there's certain things you just can't do, and then you're thinking about it off the court, and it can become all consuming. And I think earlier on it probably did. I think I've been a bit, probably kids helps, but I'm being better at separating kind of on court success or failure with my life, which is something I've learned over the last, I guess, decade really.
We were talking about that streak before, and there was a lot of attention on it because, like, are they going to maintain the streak? Was there much internally spoken about that? Like, forget the streak, or when it's getting close, was it like, do it for the streak? Or
no, funnily enough, I mean, Damo at the time, he was best captain I've played under, but we would only talk about it in jest. Like, It was never like, hey, do it for the streak. Like it was, oh, well, you don't want to be that team. Like, we're gonna get fired. Like it was more like that, and probably kept it lighthearted, but it was never really spoken about internally. Like, hey guys, we got a streak to keep alive. It was more like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, we're all getting fired. So it certainly wasn't. It wasn't used as motivation, or I mean, the club would, and as they should sell it. I mean, I remember we had T-shirts like 30 straight, kind of, which is cool, but it wasn't really spoken about.
Was it Scott Morrison at the time
that missed out?
Yeah,
I believe it was. I think we had to. That was a COVID year, so it was a tough year, and I think the way the season they rejigged it was we were doing all right. I think we had the last like 8 at home, and I think we only had to win like 3 or something.
right.
Like we lost the first 4, and we're like, oh, and ended up we had to win the last one, and I think we played the Phoenix, and they were already out of finals, but I think everyone had G'd it up like, let's stop them, and I think we lost. I think we went OT maybe. Maybe double OT.
Is that the one that you had the layup at the last second?
No, that was
that you lost by yourself.
No, because there is one.
Did you get the greatest streak in the history of sport?
So
I was
you,
gonna say, 'cause that's-
so you Google my name, Childress is probably number 1. That might be number 2. No, that was against Phoenix. It wasn't for the streak though.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay.
That was a smoked layup for a win though on the buzzer. Thanks for reminding me.
In the playoff, right?
Not a playoff.
Okay,
No. We ended up making the playoffs. I think we may have won it that year, so it was just for matchups, I think. And we lost and missed the streak. But I still get reminded about that layup. I was at a promo at the start of last year, and it's been 6 years since that happened. And a kid like year 4 were you the one that missed the layup? I was like, no. And he wasn't even stitched up. Like, he just generally just wanted to ask. I was like, yeah, that was me. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Like, that's wild.
Oh, yeah, I told you it was.
Yeah, it's him, yeah. Yeah, wild.
Mate, so you're missing layups, but you're also the games record holder for the club. So you've done a fair bit on the right side. Where does that sit with you? Is that a big thing for you?
I think it's only just started to sink in. Because I remember being at the club and I mean, basketball they celebrate every 50, so like it kind of gets a bit weird. Like 250, oh sweet, like 300, sweet, like 350. That's kind of cool. But I think it's just sunk in. Like I remember looking up at the games record when I not when I first got here, but a couple of years in, and thinking, holy, like I think Ricky was at 482, and I'm like, no one's going to get there. Yeah. Like you're going to have to play. Like I'm on 250, and I've played like 10 years. Like no one's going to get there. And it just kept on like chipping away, and I thought, oh shit, like maybe I will. So I don't think it's fully sunk in, but it's pretty cool. Like when like you introduced me to games record, that's kind of cool. But I'm sure it'll sink in once I hang the boots up.
Any perks? Like do you got to get a big, like Shannon Hearn at West Coast, you walk in and it's just like, I give him shit about this, like this big fucking mural of him at the club.
Oh wow, no, that's all Damo and Bryce.
Yeah, well, great. Yeah, well, am I any danger with the rest of us, or just it's just a Shannon Hearn show? No, it's Jesse Wagstaff.
Nah, it's all Ricky or Vlahoff or Damo or BC or yeah.
Well, you got nothing.
Nah, not really. I wish they just updated the. We have a list in like our players area, and I was down the bottom. I think I was down the bottom at like 415. And I think they just updated the offseason. So now I'm actually at the top. So nice. It was delayed like 2-3 seasons, but I'm finally at the top.
Do you have do you have lockers that have like special like gold name or something, or asterisk next to your name, or like underline, italic font?
I might take a gold pen and just put an asterisk or something.
Like you get nothing. You just Jesse on the board.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe it would be like once you retire, maybe in 3 or 4 years when you're finally done, when they look back and maybe you get your props then. Around,
yeah, maybe.
We're still on free ticket alongside Vlahoff and Grace and everything. Wagstaff, that'll be in there.
Maybe a free ticket or something. We'll see. We'll see.
So you've played for the Commonwealth. You played at the Commonwealth Games as well. Represented the country. That's pretty awesome. Was that ever like a goal for you when you're playing in the NBL?
I mean, now you pretty much got to be in the NBA to be on the team. Like there's a sprinkle of NBL guys, but I mean the level of Australian basketball is up there, right? But kind of back in 2013, like there was still opportunities. Like there was still NBA guys, obviously, but those tournaments always popped up. You know, they always used to play China, and so I'd grab anything I could get to play for your country. It's just so much fun, and you'd play. I used to love it because you'd play alongside guys that you'd compete against, and the misconceptions that you can have, like you play against a bloke and you just think they're absolute just flogs. And you get in a team situation when you're on the same team and they're the greatest bloke in the world, and you'd have no idea. Yep. So that was always cool. And you're playing for your country, you're traveling through China or Singapore or somewhere. Like those experiences are awesome. I love them. And then the Com Games there was the Gold Coast, the first one, and I think a lot of the high level guys pulled out, and I'll always jump at the chance to do it. So I was like, always. So
did you play on any like big dogs from other countries? Like if you come up against I'll just throw LeBron out there, but like if you come up against someone like that and when you're playing for Australia, or like?
No, I mean we used to play a lot of China series, and I never went to like an Olympic Games
around there, or
no. Well, I mean the college was in Denver, so I remember playing like we used to open gym like with Carmelo and guys like that, and so that's another level. But the international stuff, it was always kind of. It was never the big world champs or Olympics, right? Like I was never that good, but I'd certainly scrapping.
You didn't play in that game where they were just like literally brawling with another country, did you?
So funny story about that. So that was I think that was a qualifier series against Japan and Philippines, and I was in camp the week before, and the last drill of the last session, I think I tweaked my calf.
Right.
And so I didn't get to go. And I think that flew Anthony Drimmick in like as a late call-up. And so I missed that. I really, at the time, because I wasn't like I'm not a starter. Or I just, as I said, I kind of scrounge for my minutes, and like if I can go, I can go. But I really wanted to go to Japan. I'd never been to Japan. And so like the main thing was like I get to play basketball. I get to go. Like that's the great thing about basketball, I think, is you get to go to places where I wouldn't necessarily travel. So like I went to Qatar. Like I'm never going to go to Qatar for a holiday, but I went there for basketball. That's sweet, I reckon. And so I was going to go to Japan and Philippines. I was like, this is sweet. And then got injured. And then I remember seeing that on TV. I was like, whew.
Yeah. I think it was the Philippines game, right?
It was the second game. So they went to Japan. I think they played in Tokyo, flew to Philippines, and then that went down.
Did you speak to any of the boys around there?
I was still in the group chat. I was like, this is wild.
What do they say? What went down there?
Well, it was just like they couldn't get out of the state. Like it was bizarre. I remember seeing the footage, and then you see
fly kicked someone.
Yeah, you see the footage slow mo. Like they set it to like Titanic music or something. Like it is wild, like all in brawl. And I think it was pretty. Like if you're on the ground, it would have been pretty scary.
What were the boys saying on WhatsApp?
Everything. Well, because there was talk about people getting banned and because there was a bit of a lead up to it. Like it wasn't just that incident, and it was starting to get out of hand. So there was talk of people being banned and I'm going to battle for you. Like it was pretty wild. But yeah, I'm kind of glad I missed that one.
Yeah, winning a gold medal. What's that feel like? I mean, Commonwealth Games. It's still huge achievement getting a gold medal.
Yeah, I loved it. Like it was a home Com Games too, which is pretty rare.
Yeah.
So I was on the Gold Coast and some of my family came up like to stand on the dice, the medal platform.
Yeah.
Here Anthem call out. Like I remember as a kid, like you watch the Olympics or watch Com Games, and like that's pretty cool and pretty surreal. So to be able to do that, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, and then you've also played 3x3, which is sort of, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago when it sort of really started to pick up. Why would you get involved in 3-on-3? Is it just more excuse to travel?
A bit of both. Like again, you get to represent your country. It's a different game. So Greg High introduced me to it. So he kind of there was a bunch, and before Greg, there was kind of a bunch of almost 3x3 pioneers, right, of like Australian basketball, but different sort of game, like much more physical. If you want a cardio burn, play 3x3 basketball. It is. You think you're fit and you play 3x3. It's 10 minutes, so it sounds like ridiculous, but phenomenal cardio burn, super physical, and just really different. So he kind of one off season said, "Do you want to come to a tournament in I think it was Manila?" I thought, yeah, all right, like free trip, let's go. There was prize money, and he's like, "I'll see how you go," and we ended up making like the semis and get paid for it. Like it's like 10 grand US. You're like, this is sick. Like, and then after that, there was a Asia Cup tournament in Singapore. So went to that. We won that.
Are you Australia here? Are you Team Australia?
Not the Manila one.
Like three guys.
No, Manila one were just 4 blokes just having a crack. And then the one after that was Singapore, was the Asia Cup. So represent Australia and play every team in Asia, and we ended up winning that. And
I just can't tell, mate, if you're just the most blasé, like, but mate, your entire career, it's just ridiculous in my mind. It's like, I just went to Manila, it's like won 10 grand. So, that was good.
We had to split it 4 ways. Like, don't get me wrong.
But still, like, it's sick. It's unbelievable.
It was fun. So I owe Greg, and then it kind of progresses. And 3x3 is
and also just quite like he was the MVP of the FIBA Asia Cup.
Of course he was. Of course he was.
I tell you, there's only 4 people, right? Like you got 1 in 4. No, but 3x3 is really different. Like it hasn't really taken off in Australia, and I think a lot of 5-on-5 guys are probably hesitant to get involved because it's a bit rogue, it's a bit more physical. It's super rogue. Like you warm up in shopping malls and you play 3 games and you get beat up and the floor's hard. And like it's very different, but it's fun. And you get to travel and you get to play basketball. And Greg, went to the Com Games with Greg as well in Birmingham. And again, that's just another phenomenal experience. It's a Com Games, but it's away from home this time.
Yep.
And so, there's opportunities that popped up again, but to get into shape for 3x3 is a different level. So, I don't want to do it half-assed. Like, if I'm going to do it, I'll do it well. But it certainly takes its toll.
Wasn't it in the Olympics this year?
It was in the Olympics.
Wasn't it breakdancing, something else?
Yeah,
in 3x3?
it's at LA, right? So there's different. 3x3, I think, was introduced to trying to get some smaller nations who perhaps couldn't field a 5-on-5 team, a more traditional 5-on-5 team, into the Olympics. So it's different qualification pathways, but there's certainly opportunities there to qualify. So I think they're pushing it it's in the Olympics at LA.
Have you got your eyes set on that?
Talking.
That'd be awesome. Like I'll only be 48 then. But to be like again, like Olympics is next level. So to be able to do that, they've got Com Games next year, which is in Com Games, which I think is in Glasgow. So if something pops up, like I'd love to. Like it's such a good experience.
The next ray gun, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. It's self-selected.
Well, I see you in the middle of some shopping mall doing the kangaroo or the emus.
Never say never.
Yeah.
It's like, well, last time we spoke to Jesse, he was talking about 3x3. He's actually a breakdancer now. Mate, it's been a bloody big career. You signed your 17th NBL season. Is that right? 17th season?
Yeah, this will be my 17th, yeah.
So how do you look back on it? Have you had a chance to kind of, or is it just because you're still playing, you're just kind of like week to week a little bit, or have you had a chance to look back and be like, all this stuff that I say you're quite blasé with, like you've had a pretty incredible career.
You kind of forget about the middle part, right? Like you talk about 09, 010. I have a really good memory of 9, 10. And I probably have a really good memory of last year. But like 15 years, it's a long time to. It's not that I don't have a mental blank, but like it's they all blend into one.
Yeah.
I think it's the Josh Childress.
Yeah, maybe that's I'm concussed.
That was 24 days.
It's Tuesday, right? No, but they kind of blend into one, and it's been a hell of a ride, and I kind of forget about it, and I guess I'm a bit blasé, but at the same time, it's season 17, so I got pre-season due, and you kind of got to get back to business. But when I do look back, and I think when my wife and I arrived 17 years ago, like naive 22-year-olds, like living in a one-bedroom shoebox in Scarbs, and to progress, like that's probably what I'm most proud about. Like the career is all sweet, and don't get me wrong, I'm exceptionally proud of that. But to see like 3 kids and married, and friendships, and I think that stuff's probably more special.
Yeah, like that.
That's cool.
That's a good way to put a wrap on it, mate. That's enough questions from Dan and I, though. A little section where we put it out to the people.
Yep.
It's called social media. Yes. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I like that.
I see what you did there.
So
Most people don't.
Yeah.
Literally everyone does. And it's the dumbest thing ever. So we're going to go social media questions from the people.
Okay.
With that. This is from WA above.
Yep.
I don't know what you're going to say here. What is your honest thoughts on the Bryce Cotton chaos?
I'll go back to what I said earlier, because I think everyone expects me to be angry, or like I have the utmost love and respect for BC, and I've said it numerous times. Like I don't think I'd be playing season 17 if it wasn't for Bryce. Like I mentioned before that the basketball is a team game, and you only stick around if the team's successful. And Bryce was so integral to that success that we as a club wouldn't have had that success, and by extension I wouldn't be in a job if it wasn't for Bryce. So I consider myself forever in his debt, right? Like he's provided me career longevity, really. Like and I was smart enough to give him the ball, don't get me wrong, but he did the rest, right? So and I don't think he left the club intending to sign with Adelaide. Like I don't think that was his intention. I think Adelaide probably got it at the right time, and more power to him. Like it's sport, and it's happened before, right? Like guys have changed teams. It happens every year. Like people come to Wildcats from another team, so like it's fine. And I think people expect me to be full of rage and you betrayed me. Like I got nothing but love for BC.
Yeah. What about potentially like bringing back the double block screen thing that you did against
He'll probably see it coming.
You just pull up and just sweet.
You don't want to make him angry. He's too good. No. Look, he is. I wasn't watching basketball with Andrew Gaze, and he's probably the only comparable kind of like that's the argument is him or Andrew. But like, if he's not up there with the best basketballer that's ever played in the NBL, then I don't like. And he's done it in a way that I think is quite. I was going to say respectful. That's probably a poor choice of words, but like he plays the right way. He's a great teammate. He's a nice bloke. Like you can do it other ways, but to do it how he's done it is pretty phenomenal. So, yeah, I mean, we'll still try to beat him when we play Adelaide. Like it's not as if we're going. Yeah, but to me, I'm forever in Bryce's debt and love the bloke.
You would have had to guard him a little bit in practice, so now I just have to do it in front of everyone.
Yeah,
Now
try.
that'll be someone else's job, and you'll be like, go play on him. He's good.
Switch,
He's pretty good.
yeah, no, like, and he's that good that
Yeah.
you know. There's certain things you can do, but at the end of the day, if someone's too good, then someone's too good. But, yeah,
He's a legend.
more power to him, and yeah, he's a great bloke.
I like it. John Dawson, he sounds like a West Coast fan. What advice do you have for other WA sports teams to improve their long-term success?
Oh,
Come
wow.
on, John. He's going all right.
Well, the funny thing is that often a question I get, it's probably not the same question, but I often get asked about travel, right? Like, oh, travel, like, how do you guys deal with the travel? And I reckon in my time we've never even spoken about it, and which I find it quite funny. Like the footy teams bring it up quite often, and obviously it's different. Like we're not running a half marathon in every game, so don't get me wrong. It's a completely different game. It's a shorter game, but we just never speak about it. Like, and I think there's often if you bring something up, it starts to become a problem, at least mentally, right? Like we go to New Zealand too, which that time difference is cooked. Like often, well, there's a number of ways to do it, but often we arrive at 2 a.m. and play that night, and we just stay on Perth time, right? So like we're arriving the day of the game, and it's just kind of what we do. It's not really discussed. And then we play a doubleheader. We'll fly to Brisbane, play Brisbane, and come back. So yeah,
Sounds like you're saying AFL players are a bit soft.
I knew someone was going to put those words in my mouth. No. That's exactly what I said, right?
Release it. Release it now.
Cut that out.
I'll just defend the AFL. Like, players don't talk about it either.
Yeah,
It's just
okay,
a
good.
part
Okay.
of- I think, the noise comes from idiots like me once you get in the media and
Yeah.
this is bullshit. But
Yeah.
like, as a player, there's no point in talking about it. It's
yeah,
happening.
yeah, right? Like,
No. And players don't talk about it. I know Freo's the same. Like,
yeah.
they just wouldn't even. It's just like, okay, we've got a 5-day break, 6-day break. It's off travel. Like,
Yeah.
you can't go out, or you got to do this tomorrow. There's no training or what. Like, it's not.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my God, we've got to play Collingwood at the MCG. It's just like we're playing Collingwood.
Melbourne's
at the
so
MCG.
far away. Yeah, okay. Yeah, which is comforting to know, right? Because a lot of the noise is
It's external, mate.
yeah, which
Plus
is
you
good
got
to know.
the
So
freaking
AFL
fire
players
status
aren't
and stuff.
soft, all right? Jesus.
My name's Jesse Wagstaff, and I say that AFL.
I don't endorse that message.
Bangs 21. You sort of answered this, but
Sorry, John, I'm not sure if I answered your question, but you
it's
got me
all
on the
right,
spiel.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Who's the NBL GOAT? Just so you have to pick one.
BC. Yeah,
Yep, that's good.
yeah. Even though the MVP's named after Gaze, but
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's funny.
There's a
I didn't play with Gaze, so despite how some people
there's
think
a
I'm
good
that old.
there's a good story with Andrew Gaze around them. There was like a NBL Most Efficient Award,
Yeah, okay.
and Gaze won it from 1990 to 1997, like every single year.
Yeah, that's wild.
And they stopped giving out the award because he was the only person that was winning it. Like they cancelled the award.
He'd probably still win it. He's that good.
Brendan Burks.
Do you think the NBL will ever reach the heights of the NBA one day?
No. In short,
No, that's
I mean, the money in the market is just so hard to conquer. I mean, the money now is just obscene, and the level of athleticism and the spectacle, and so no, I certainly think the NBL is a very, very high quality league, but in terms of and
would it be the best after the NBA?
my knowledge, I'm too ignorant to answer that. I don't think it's often been sprouted, but it's been sprouted about people in the NBL. But I mean, there's some very, very, very good European leagues that people conveniently forget about: Spain, France, Germany, Italy, Greece, like Lithuania. Like there's some exceptional leagues. Yeah.
Just Junk Time McKinnon.
What's your favorite basketball movie?
Oh God. I don't really watch basketball outside of basketball.
I'm trying to think.
Space Jam?
Yeah.
Space
That's a
Jam?
good one. Air Bud,
I've never seen Air Bud. Never seen
It's
Love
not
and
good.
Basketball.
Hoop Dreams.
What about what's the one? Coach Carter.
Coach
Oh, I've
Carter's a
seen
good
Coach
one.
Carter.
Rich
But
Wallet.
Space Jam would take
Yeah,
the cake.
yeah,
on
Space
that.
Jam.
Space Jam's great. Ronick 87.
What's your favorite choc top flavor of the movies?
I'm a frozen Coke guy.
So am I, bro.
Oh, frozen Cokes. They are, I think, I'm not sure if you have sponsors, but
Mate, Frozen Coke happened to get
Hungry Jack sponsor NBL, and there's probably no better way to spend like $1.50, $2 in terms of how much joy you get from a frozen Coke.
Let me tell you, and I know you've done it. You're sponsored by HJs, but I bet you've tried them all as well. HJs do the best.
Better, yeah, 100%.
Right?
Oh yes,
The straw's better.
The straw's better.
Right?
Yep,
The
I am
consistency's
with
better.
you. Yes,
HJs have the best on the market.
I am 100% with you.
Like, don't even like KFC and McDonald's have got variation. And
KFC is Pepsi, so don't get me started on
correct.
that.
And then like in movies,
Yep.
like it can get a little sweet. The premix is not right. The mix is wrong.
And even if it tastes the same, it bugs me a bit that they're $17.
Yeah.
Like when I can get one from Hungry Jack's for $1. Like, yeah.
HJs is best. It's $1.
Yeah, like it's
You can't spend money better.
That's the point. You can't spend nothing for $1 will provide that much joy.
I basically went on carnivore diet. No, I went on carnivore diet. It was just no sugar, no carbs,
yeah.
and it was awesome. I dropped a shitload of weight.
I don't want to burst your bubble, but frozen Cokes aren't included in that, right?
I gave up everything other than frozen Coke. I was like, I can't do this.
It's a sugar content though.
I want to get fit, but I'm not a.
I'm not an
I'm not a
animal.
serial killer.
They're so good. They're phenomenal.
Speaking of,
I'm gonna get your number, man. We just talk about fucking frozen Cokes.
Yeah. I've had this argument many a time with McDonald's. Like people think McDonald's,
No.
Right.
It's not even in the conversation,
Yeah.
actually.
Yes.
They got paper straws now.
Yeah. Shell do
that's
a good
gross.
one. I'll give you
Shell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shell?
Like Shell Express.
the
Like
petrol
I know what
station.
Shell is.
Yeah,
Right.
they do a good one.
Right.
Yeah.
Where
And you
are
get to
those-
do it yourself, and you get to choose if the frozen Coke machine is ready for you.
See, that's a
yeah.
very much an added benefit. Like being able to actually pour it yourself, that's good at the movies. But like you said, it's like $17.90.
Yeah.
What's Shell sort of pricing? Sort of
Extra large, $2.50.
is
Yeah.
Extra
Yeah,
large.
like
you
they're
just
big
tell
too.
you've got the passion like
Yeah.
that.
And then you get to bang it down too, so you get more.
Yeah. Put the lid on.
I'm a
then fill it
connoisseur.
up.
They don't have free. Yeah, so am I. They got refills. They don't have refills.
No, but it's often you get the frozen Coke and it's settled a bit.
Yes. Yeah. And that's
So what you do is you fill it up. And I've got to get the straw out. I'll unwrap the straw. And
give it
then
a
you
tap.
bang it down, and it's half full, and so you get another half. Like it's yeah.
I just want to stay on Hungry Jacks for a sec. How good is the fans chanting Hungry Jacks when someone's shooting free throws?
is that happening now?
Yeah, because if
Yeah.
you miss 2 free throws, I think the home team gets.
So if an opposition
Yeah.
player misses 2 free throws consecutively, every single person in the crowd gets free
Like a free
cheeseburger.
Whopper or something.
Yeah, free cheeseburger. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that is
So if someone's missed the first free throw, the whole crowd's going, Hungry
Yeah.
Jacks.
that
Hungry
is that is
Jacks."
often the first thing that my kids will say when I get home or in the morning if they're in bed. We get Hungry Jack because I think we get 5 tickets to the game, and so we get 5, and then often they don't even take them, so you can get 10. Like it's yeah.
Mate, as you know, well, I'm sure Jack Cowan, big West Coast man. Right. So last time he was in town, he's like, thanks to the premiership. Rah, rah, rah. I'm clipping this segment and I'm sending it to him, and I'm getting this everywhere. This is gone.
We need to make
What
some
about your career, mate? Stuff your career. Frozen Coke breakdown thanks to Jesse and Will. This is about a podcast.
Yeah,
We've
mate,
got a
I
job
love it.
after this.
Oh, they're so good.
Matt, what if I can guarantee you that you don't have to work? We just need to like sample every frozen Coke in the globe.
Well, see-
you will like travel,
mate.
You like frozen Coke.
Mate, that would be phenomenal. See, I often say, like, you know how it is, like, with footy clubs or basketball clubs, like, you got a lot of free time, so you have just a lot of chats about random crap. And one of my favorite questions to ask is, if you were to have a house and you could have any kind of like a luxury, like something you wouldn't buy, if you won the lottery, you'd put in. Mine is a frozen Coke machine in my house. Like people say, like golf simulator or like it can't be a pool, but a frozen Coke machine where you could just have it on tap.
With the Hungry Jack's recipe in it, whatever they're doing in there.
Oh, take me to dinner. That would be amazing.
One of the greatest things for the environment has been moving away from plastic. One of the biggest atrocities to mankind has been going to paper straws, because frozen Coke you can't even get it in.
I love saving the environment, but the replacement has to work, and a paper straw does not make sense.
I love the environment, but I like frozen Coke.
Do you remember when?
Well, see, if I had one in my house, I wouldn't need it. Like,
Straight up. Do you remember Anthony Drimick posted something online about paper straws and he like copped it from everyone?
So am I going to cop it?
He posted like one tweet and all of Australia came at him. Just poor Anthony
Jesse
Drimick.
Wagstaff thinks AFL players are weak and he hates the environment. That's the heading of this interview.
I did see something the other day, like, while you're drinking out of your paper straw, Bezos is flying his luxury jet to Venice. Like,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
let's take it with a grain of salt, yeah. His luxury yacht.
2 to go. Ogre time.
Best shot you've ever made.
Best shot I've ever made. Oh, certainly wasn't the one I missed against Phoenix. Maybe the one against Childress. Maybe that.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't know. Maybe the one at the end of last year.
Oh,
Forced it in
yes.
OT. I don't know. Normally someone else is taking. Normally I'm just crashing the rebounds. Normally
Yep.
someone else is taking the shot.
That was a 3-pointer. I remember seeing this. We went. Didn't you take
We
it
lost.
to OT and then you lost?
No,
right?
actually we didn't take it OT. It was to even it up with like a second left,
And then
we lost. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. no. Yeah.
That was in the
Potentially to
playoffs?
take it. Yeah, last game of playoffs. So maybe that one. Maybe
Yeah.
my last shot. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So the best shot you've made was your last shot so far in
Yeah,
your
maybe.
career.
Yeah, knock on wood, I still get another chance. I
Elite.
don't get injured in
No, I
pre-season.
love
So.
that. And hopefully this doesn't go down the same path as Frozen Cokes, but from the Eggman.
Tappy95, how do you like your eggs?
Oh. Frozen Coke.
Head out of the straw.
Well, in the off-season, I've been starting to smash some omelettes.
Omelette.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
fine.
get omelets much.
No.
Oh, poached. I like poached. And
Yeah, it's usually poached, scrambled, but not many people.
the
say
the work to enjoyment factor of a poached is much higher than an omelette. So
Yep.
probably an omelette's a bit easier.
Okay.
Yeah, and the range, like the amount you get.
Oh yeah, add some milk and cheese, like it.
Oh
it
yeah,
beefs it
yeah.
up.
Like
Do you mean you have an omelette or like two poached
of
eggs? You
bacon
got a
and-
whole plate versus like literally an egg.
yeah, a
Like,
bit of bacon and shallots and cheese and
Oh, wow. Shallots.
yeah.
we should have started on Frozen Cokes. I mean, like.
we wouldn't have gotten anywhere.
Mate, brilliant chat. Thank you, mate.
Thanks for having me.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Great.
Yeah.
I look forward to making the YouTube title exactly as we said. Hates the environment and hates West Coast players. You're a West Coast man, aren't you?
Yeah, if I had to choose, yeah. Where my wife absolutely loves footy, so we actually have
she?
footy on a lot. I enjoy footy too. It'll always be on in the house.
So American wife loves AFL.
Mate, she loves when basketball season ends, so there's more footy. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And she's a West Coast lady? Someone? She has to be somewhere.
I thought I almost lost her to Fife earlier on in our relationship. She'll kill me for saying this.
Personally.
Yeah, she'll kill me for saying this, but she,
fine.
yeah.
We all
um,
we
I was
almost all
gonna say,
got
I'm
lost
pretty
to
close
five.
to going to
I was okay with it, right? Like,
Yeah.
more power
I
to
get
you,
it.
sir. And so she kind of flip-flopped. She went to West Coast a bit, but to be honest, I think she's off the West Coast wagon. She might be
where's
back
she
in
now?
Freo. Yeah, she's a bit of a fair weather fan.
All over
I
the
think.
She's going back and forth. Freya can have her. We don't know.
Yeah.
Got to be honest, I'm exactly the same. I'm a Giants fan. BackChat __ our socials, backchatpodcast.com.au. Thanks to our sponsors, Paywise, ID Athletic, Whippersnapper Whisky, Mamba Digital, TABtouch, Shelter Brewing Co, Leadable Precinct, Camel Electronic, On One Services, and Hungry Jack.
Yeah, I was going to say, surely
Sponsored
Frozen
by
Coke.
Hungry
Yeah,
Jacks. We've got more sponsors than the Wildcats, and we are done. Thanks very much, mate.
Love it. Thanks for having us.